and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Smackdown review for November 22nd, 2016. Well, the episode's finally over. 2 hours, thank God. If it was more than 3, I think I would have had to hang myself. But, with all that being said, there was some things that made plenty of sense. It wasn't the best episode I ever seen. It wasn't horrible. But it sure as hell was a lot better than Raw's bullshit from last night. Raw's main event was nothing compared to SmackDown's main event. And SmackDown's main event had a ladder match to give to James Ellsworth to prove he is worthy of having a WWE SmackDown contract within the company. His opponent was AJ Styles. I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this match was kind of goofy as shit. James Ellsworth was getting his ass whooped, and he pretty much went ahead and got a beating. Dean Ambrose was actually kicked out of the show for the remainder of the night because he did not cooperate with AJ Styles and work as a team at the Survivor Series match, which made a lot of sense, especially the fact that he just had him and 2 other Raw guys beat the living hell out of their WWE World Champion, where they were in a fight for supremacy between the 2 brands. So that made a lot of sense. The thing that didn't make sense to me was how Dean Ambrose kept coming in and out of the building whenever he felt like it, as if they don't have security guards to prevent him from getting in and out of the arena. So I found that quite fucked up, and I think they should have some repercussions involved in this match. Maybe, in this case, they have James Ellsworth added to the TLC match, making it a triple threat match. And Dean Ambrose loses his one-on-one shot, and it will be turned into a triple threat for Ellsworth to get his title opportunity against AJ Styles. James Ellsworth did pick up the victory. Very entertaining match, regardless of the fact that he was getting his ass whooped. I give that match a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just because of the fact it got me interested. It was a fucking unbelievable ending. Not to mention, Ellsworth didn't legitimately win this match because he didn't win the match because of Dean Ambrose helping him out so much. I mean, it did provide a small distraction because AJ Styles was pretty damn close to picking up the victory and getting rid of that contract for James Ellsworth. But with that being said, Ellsworth actually helped himself win the match. First time ever an enhancement talent actually earned his right to be on the SmackDown roster, and he won legitimately. He knocked AJ Styles off the top of the ladder, and AJ fell outside the ring. AJ finally climbed back into the ring and got super kicked right in the face, and his leg got caught up in the middle of the bottom and middle rope. So he pretty much screwed there, and Ellsworth climbed the ladder of success and grabbed that contract and pretty much yanked the hook completely off the string that was attached to it and breaking it in a million pieces. Didn't even take it off properly. But it doesn't matter. He managed to get it from the hanger that they had it hanging from. So that was a pretty neat main event. The rest of the show, though, unfortunately, wasn't all that big of a deal. They did a nice job, though, building up to matches going into the TLC with them only having a 2-week period to build up to, but they have utilized their time going into their own pay-per-view through the Survivor Series, building up storylines to their TLC pay-per-view match, or pay-per-view event. With all that being said, I mean, it was a pretty decent show, but not the greatest. Miz later on gets talked to by Daniel Bryan. He actually gets told by Daniel Bryan that, Miz, you're going to have to defend the Intercontinental title against Kalisto since Baron Corbin happened to screw us over out of the Cruiserweight division in the Cruiserweight title, and you decided to go ahead and screw over Sami Zayn instead of being a fighting true champion and not embarrassing SmackDown by giving Raw a shitty fucking defeat the way you did instead of winning cleanly. So, with that being said, Kalisto gets a match for the Intercontinental Championship later on, given the opportunity. Actually, the first match was for the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship match was pretty decent. It wasn't great, but it was a typical interference. Baron Corbin distracted Kalisto, and Kalisto managed to knock Baron Corbin off the top rope, and then Miz hit him with the skull-crushing finale, getting the 1, 2, 3. So again, Miz wins, but not by a clean victory, thanks to outside interference. Not by Maurice or anything, but because of Baron Corbin and his rivalry with Kalisto. So that pretty much didn't even give Miz a clean-cut victory over Kalisto in any way, shape, or form in another shitty, crappy title defense. That match, to me, I would say is a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest either. Backstage, Daniel Bryan bumps into Baron Corbin, pretty much tells him, look, you can't keep interfering in Kalisto's match. You should be more, stop doing this to him. So because you screwed him out of the Cruiserweight title, I'm going to put you in a match against Kane. And that match I'll talk about a little bit later. But the next match that came up was the Tag Team Turmoil match, and it started with the Ascension and the Hype Bros. The Hype Bros eliminated the Ascension. Berzingo eliminated the Hype Bros, and then American Alpha eliminated pretty much everyone else. Eliminated the Usos. They also eliminated the Vaudevillains. Very quickly, may I add. Vaudevillains didn't even have an opportunity to show any of their talent within this match. They were gone as quickly as they came in. They managed to pick up a victory over the Usos, which was a very decent win, by the way. So it was a very good ending. After the match was over, though, it was announced that Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton their American Alpha are not done yet. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are going to be going to tag team together against the American Alpha later on next week for an opportunity to be claimed the tag team #1 contenders. This should be very interesting. I really think this should be close to the main event, if not the secondary main event, like at the beginning of the 9 o'clock hour. This match is going to be quite interesting. There's many different, there's 2 different options I think they should go with. One, definitely, maybe they should just do something different and actually make Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt work as a unit and win this match against American Alpha and have them go on to win the tag team titles. That would be very interesting. Why they would continue to stick around with Randy Orton, they could go on to, show that he is cursed, he's brainwashed, he's screwed up, and eventually somehow he's brainwashed from the situation from Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. So that would make a bit of sense. I don't know if I think the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt thing is actually quite interesting to me because he is so out of sync with the Wyatt family, he doesn't even blend in with them very well. So that's kind of why I like the idea, because it's something totally out of the ordinary that they've never done with Randy Orton. Randy Orton's always been this lone wolf guy who's a viper, he strikes everyone, can't really be trusted and all that, but it seems like he is under the spell of Bray Wyatt of some kind. I don't know how he became under a spell. I guess maybe all those little stupid episodes that they had where they had him going through a maze and within the Bray Wyatt asylum of insanity, whatever way you want to put it. But it was actually quite interesting how they developed all of it and everything else. So it seems like Randy Orton's just brainwashed or possessed, which to me, I'm totally cool with. Have Randy Orton be brainwashed and possessed. Have them become tag team champions. Fuck. Bray Wyatt deserves a championship run in something of any kind. To work with Randy Orton one-on-one in a tag team unit type of situation, I think would be great for Bray Wyatt. Not to mention it might build some momentum and show the officials in WWE that this guy deserves to be a champion as an individual champion, may I add, in WWE. I like what they're. I haven't liked Bray Wyatt in quite a while, and I like them teaming Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. It is different. It's added character, and it's neat. I think they gel really well together too. As strange as that may sound, but I actually like the idea. So that's pretty much it. Regardless who wins, I think it's going to be an outstanding performance by both teams, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I don't think that this is going to be a disappointing match to see. We also have funny segments throughout the show. It was like a comedy fest. These guys are acting like complete goofballs throughout the entire show, which I kind of wish there was a little bit more seriousness involved in the show, but unfortunately there wasn't. Dean Ambrose was the comedic character throughout the entire show, coming on as a Mountie, constantly antagonizing Shane McMahon and making him fucking annoyed. He looked like he wanted to knock him the hell out. And many other different things that... But that's pretty... But, anyway, so we move on to other things. Basically, we get Becky Lynch and Natalia added into the show. They had a segment in Shane McMahon's office, so Becky Lynch is going to defend the Women's Championship in the TLC pay-per-view in a regular matchup. And Becky Lynch is was scheduled to face Natalya, in which case Becky Lynch wins that match by a disarmer. The match itself, I say it's like a 2.5 again. The tag team turmoil, I actually say that match was a pretty decent one. Was very satisfied with that. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Especially with the announcement of an extra tag team match added in there for a qualifying match for the tag titles. So that should be quite interesting. By the way, I forgot to mention Dolph Ziggler did super kick Miz after his match is over with Kalisto. Later on during the show, Miz comes into the office to speak to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan pretty much said, look, this is how it's going to go. You two are going to be in a ladder match for that Intercontinental Championship. No bullshit, no crap. And whoever wins, wins, and it's the end of this Miz-Dolph Ziggler saga, and it doesn't matter who wins. If you lose the championship, you ain't getting no rematch. It's done. It's over with. Thank God for that. I actually appreciate them going ahead and doing the right thing, ending this ridiculous rivalry. This rivalry should have been ended at the No Mercy pay-per-view. And that's really all there needs to be said about this. I believe Dolph Ziggler should walk out as the new Intercontinental Champion again and stay champion until WrestleMania. Give the man a championship belt to defend at WrestleMania and someone to work with in a decent, really good WrestleMania type matchup. Have him face have Dolph Ziggler be the champion going to WrestleMania against Shelton Benjamin. What's so bad about that? A one-on-one match. No fucking ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe for something else. You know, a ladder match between, for the United States title. Or for the fucking tag team titles of whether it's on Raw or SmackDown. And you could do a triple threat tag team ladder match for the tag team titles on which brand you want to do it on. But don't make it about the fucking other shit. I mean, come on. That's so stupid. especially making it about the Intercontinental title in a 6, 7, or even 8-man ladder match for the Intercontinental title at the WrestleMania. It's so stupid. They've done this twice in the last 2 years, so it's very foolish. Nikki Bella also had some words to say to Carmella on the show, and she wasn't actually too happy. She believes that Carmella was the one who took her out of the women's Survivor Series matchup between Raw and SmackDown, and it had Daniel Bryan actually gave the okay for a no-holds-barred match between Nikki Bella and Carmella, which should be quite interesting as well. I loved how WWE SmackDown set up all their matches. They got everything, all their ducks in a row, pretty much giving the audience an idea of what to expect for the pay-per-view card for TLC. This is going to be a much better TLC than it was last year. Can guarantee you that, and better than 2014's TLC. That's all I can say on that. Baron Corbin versus Kane, complete, utter, stupid load of bullshit. Didn't care for this match. Give it a 1.5 out of 5 stars because it was meaningless and pretty much dumb. And going back to AJ Styles and James Ellsworth, it was an outstanding matchup. This was the highlight of the night, match of the night, truthfully. And then the tag team turmoil match, which I enjoyed watching. Other than that, the rest of the show was pretty average or below average. But it wasn't a horrible show. I have to admit that. It was a good show because it helped. It pretty much told what is going on, what's going to happen going into this pay-per-view with only 2 weeks going in for a pay-per-view build. So I actually do appreciate that. I think they did an outstanding job. They also worked on building these storylines while going into Survivor Series simultaneously, so it helped give reason towards SmackDown's matches for their own personal pay-per-view for TLC. So that's really all I have to say on the subject. Tell me what you guys think and leave your comments and opinions down below. I'll always get back to you guys. Hit that like button if you like my review on the Smackdown episode for November 22nd of 2016. And hit that subscribe button. Have a great night, guys.